March is Fraud Prevention Month, and so we're diving into some of the current scams to be aware of with FirstOntario's Chief Operating Officer, Mark Perkins. Thanks for being here, Mark. This is a really important topic. I mean, we have an entire month dedicated to it. Why is it so important to learn about this?
Well, we were kind of talking before, the number of frauds and the sophistication out there. And when you think about the advancement in technology, artificial intelligence, these criminals just have more and more tools available to them. And if you know anybody or you've been a victim of identity fraud or identity theft or a major fraud yourself, you know how devastating it can be, not just financially, but emotionally as well. So it's really important to stay aware, up to date, and the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre and the government want to keep the conversation going, want to keep the awareness up.
What are some of the prevalent schemes that you're seeing right now?
Yeah, so last year, and I feel like we're talking about this every couple of months, but it is really important.
Yeah.
So last year we talked about the grandparent scams, so targeting older Canadians, a younger individual is in desperate need of help, and of course there's a financial component to it. Romance scams are still out there, so this is a criminal investing months or even years of their time with the sole purpose of taking financial advantage of a victim. The one we're seeing on the rise right now is job or employment related. So you're getting these emails offering you, a higher salary, more money. They want to take advantage of the economic environment out there, and of course there's a requirement to either pay for training or product, or in some cases just provide all your financial information to set up a payroll account. So it's so important to know who you're working with, who's across the table, and we're just around the corner from tax time. So get ready for the barrage of CRA scams that will be coming down the lane.
I get that phone call all the time. It's the RCMP or it's the CRA, we're coming to arrest you.
Yeah, exactly, and that's exactly it. So let's remind everybody, the CRA will never text you a link with your tax return. Or your tax refund. They will never send you a link to fill out all your personal information so they can process your tax refund. And they will certainly never threaten you with imprisonment if you don't, within the next 48 hours, pay a large sum of money to pay back taxes or anything like that. So again, staying aware, staying vigilant. People are falling for this. That's why they're out there.
Absolutely. If we're seeing something suspicious like this, what should we do? You
should report it. So again, your financial institution, your credit card company, and the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre themselves. It's really important to, educate and help others try and avoid these things.
Of course, because it's so prevalent out there, like we've been saying. Why is it important to report fraud? And I mean, there's a bunch of people who don't do it. So why not report it?
So first off, the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre says that only around 5% of frauds and scams are reported. So it's important because it gives more data points. So you have the RCMP who's trying to actually stop these perpetrators, and the more data points you give them, the more helpful it is. People don't report for a number of reasons. One, if you've been caught in a big scam, you may not want to admit it. There's a huge emotional tie to it, as I said, and the other is complacency, and we're all guilty of it, right? We've avoided it. You see the text come through, you see the email come through, you don't answer your phone if you don't know the number, and we're not taking that extra step. So the call from the government, Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre, is communicate, provide awareness, because you're helping your friends, your neighbors, your family avoid situations like in the future, and education is really the most important part of it, awareness.
Absolutely, being able to talk about it, of course, with your friends and family too, checking up on different scams and things like that. Well, Mark, always, we appreciate your insights on this very important topic. Awesome. And of course, if you have a question, email financefriday@firstontario.com. If it's covered on air, you'll receive a gift card from First Ontario Credit Union.